Maybe we'd be just better off if we gave it to everybody, and then in a month it would be over.
Oh my God. There is so much misinformation going on with this novel coronavirus, it boggles my mind. And it's causing people to panic, make bad decisions. My patients are confused. So I decided to make this video and take on misinformation by watching some clips, reading some articles with you, and really understanding where the misinformation comes from.
We have contained this, I won't say airtight, but pretty close to airtight. We've done a good job in the United States.
No, we did not contain it. No, it's not even remotely close to airtight. Yes, we've made some steps in the right direction of trying to quarantine people, and we should applaud our public health professionals. But to say on national television that this is contained? No, especially February 25th. My God, the numbers are still gonna go up tremendously in the US as more testing kits become available. So no, not airtight, but also still no reason to panic.
Are you taking his vote too seriously wearing a mask right now?
Look, members of Congress are human petri dishes. We fly through the dirtiest airports, we touch everyone we meet. So if anyone's gonna get coronavirus, it's probably gonna be Congress.
I'm at a loss for words here. He's wearing a gas mask. This isn't even what we wear in the medical setting when we're dealing with someone who has the coronavirus. This has to be for some kind of shock value, and clearly I'm watching it on TMZ, so he got the nation's attention. You're a lawmaker. You're the person we look to give us accurate information to protect us. Take off the gas mask. Act like a human. Get educated on the subject. Stop with the misinformation.
Think about how the world would be if you tried to quarantine everybody because of the generic type flu. Now, I'm not saying this is the generic type flu, but maybe we'd be just better off if we gave it to everybody, and then in a month it would be over, because the mortality rate of this probably isn't going to be any different if we did it that way.
This is what happens when you have a politician or economist, I don't even know what his position is, speak on a subject that they're not experts in. This is horribly wrong. No, we shouldn't just gather everyone up and give them the novel coronavirus. That is a horrible idea and a horrible sentiment. Not only because it's cruel, because people are going to die, but it's not scientifically warranted. Let me explain. Yes, we don't quarantine everybody to prevent the spread of the flu, because we have things to prevent the flu, to treat the flu. We have medicines that if you get the flu, we can reduce complication rates. We can shorten the course. It's called oseltamivir. We also have the flu shot that if you get it, it prevents the spread of the flu, or if you still get the flu, you'll have a milder case. For the novel coronavirus, we have no such thing. So we absolutely need to slow this thing down by quarantining individuals so that we can get these medications made, approved, safety tested, do the same thing with the vaccine so that unnecessarily we don't cost people their lives. The whole purpose of herd immunity or community protection is to make sure everyone gets vaccinated so we can protect those who can't get vaccinated. Now, in this case, we don't have a vaccine, but we can still provide herd immunity or community protection by quarantining those who are sick. Because yes, while me as a healthy 30-year-old, if I get this novel coronavirus, it looks like my lethality rate is gonna be quite low. But for someone like my father who's age 65, that's not the same story.
What I don't like in life is that a very serious thing, a football manager's opinion is important. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. I could ask you. You are exactly the same role than I am. So, and it's not important what famous people say. No, we have to speak about the things in the right manner.
Why did it take a football manager to come on and make the most rational statement about this novel coronavirus? Oh my goodness. All it takes is, if you don't know and you're not an expert, allow the experts to speak on it. The last thing I want to see is one more picture of Gwyneth Paltrow wearing a fancy $200 face mask, claiming that that's how she stays safe because she was in the movie Contagion and she knows what's up. No, that's goop. And when I say goop, I meant poop. I'm really disappointed in written media as well. It used to mean something to be a journalist, where you really took on that oath to deliver the truth to the public so they can make the best decisions for themselves. And lately, what I've been seeing, especially on digital media, is websites, and websites specifically that have a really good reputation, create click-worthy, buzzy articles that really are inciting panic and scaring people more than anything. Here I'm holding an article from Nat Geo, which was My favorite magazine growing up as a kid. The science in it really fueled my passion for learning about the human body. This article's called "Here's What Coronavirus Does to the Body." Already very clicky. Okay, I'm with it. Let's see what the subheadline is. From blood storms to honeycomb lungs, here's an organ by organ look at how COVID-19 harms humans. Okay, you're trying to grab attention. Okay, I'm with it. Let's see where we go from here. The disease can cast a storm over the whole human body. That sounds really scary. COVID-19 epidemic has killed more than 1,800 people, surpassing the SARS death toll in a matter of weeks. But then they explained that the death rate for COVID-19 appears to be a fifth of SARS. Scary sentence, followed by legitimate scientific quote that's not so scary. Last Thursday was nearly a 50% jump relative to the prior day, and the tally has since increased by another 13,000. Ooh, scary. Oh, but this leap reflects a change in the way Chinese authorities are diagnosing infections instead of a massive shift in the scope of the outbreak. If this outbreak continues to spread, there's no telling how harmful it could become. There's so many unknowns with this virus, but to theorize that everything could be the worst form of itself doesn't help anybody. It fuels fear, panic. It's the reason why toilet paper is off the shelves in so many countries, why hand sanitizer's $80 for a little container on Amazon. This is why. And then they get to the meat of the article where they actually talk about each organ system and how it's affected. The lungs, ground zero. Even if death doesn't occur, some patients survive with permanent lung damage. SARS punched holes in the lungs, giving them a honeycomb-like appearance, and these lesions are present in those afflicted by novel coronavirus too. 82% of these cases are mild. As we learn more, for example, where there's been 150,000 or so cases tested in South Korea, they found that the fatality rate is 0.6% there, not the 3.4% that the WHO talked about in China, which is to say that we need to learn more about it. But to talk about it as if it's creating honeycomb lungs or blood storms or affecting the stomach because SARS and MERS affected the stomach, why write this article? I don't know what purpose this serves outside of getting clicks and trying to get people scared. This is not useful, Nat Geo. You're not helping anyone with this. There's a reason why I keep saying alert, not anxious in my videos, and it's because we need people to not panic. We need them to be prepared. We need them to be ready for when the numbers go up, because they most certainly will go up. In fact, here in the United States, the numbers are going to skyrocket in the next few days. But that's simply because we're testing people, not because there's this new giant outbreak. There's also something to be said about the media's obsession with chasing numbers.
100,000 confirmed cases, 3,300 deaths, 230 known cases, 21 U.S. states, 12 people have died.
Yes, numbers are going to go up. This is a virus that spreads. No matter how much we try and quarantine, there's still going to be spread of this virus. The idea is that we try and control it to the best of our abilities, but know that there will be fluctuations in the daily numbers. That's why I recommend not looking every single day and not being scared by headlines that we see on Twitter that are like, oh my God, Governor Wolf says there are now 2 confirmed cases in Pennsylvania. There's gonna be a lot of confirmed cases in Pennsylvania and the US, especially as we get more testing kits available to the doctors and nurses on the front lines. But that's okay. We should know how many cases are out there. We want to know so we can properly calculate the lethality rate, to get more information, to study these people, to maybe put them in clinical trials. But the more the media shows breaking news, alert, outbreak warning, the more we're gonna panic. And the more we're gonna make bad decisions with bad information. And I urge the media, please be responsible in your reporting. Get a doctor on board. Get a researcher on board to talk about what's going on with this novel coronavirus. Because when we have unqualified individuals talk on this subject, it creates panic. Patients come in and take appointments from those who are truly sick because they want to get tested for a condition they shouldn't be tested for. So let's ease the misinformation out of our headlines. Let's talk about the facts and let trusted sources like the CDC and WHO guide us properly as we move forward throughout this pandemic. I put together a playlist of all my coronavirus videos right here, and I put together a playlist of my Reddit thread videos where doctors discuss some of their most difficult cases, embarrassing cases, and I think they're both worth a watch. Which one are you clicking on to stay happy and healthy?